All right, guys, so I'm going to give you a review of this screen, and I got to tell you, it's got probably the coolest features, the best rear screen that we have seen so far. However, there are still a couple things that frustrate me about these screens, and I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not able to do some Bluetooth connection that others say that they can do. Aside from that, though, check this out. I mean, I've got Netflix going. I don't know, there's a lot of reflection going on in here, and you know, the camera sometimes doesn't focus on this like it should. But check that out. That is Netflix hotspot, YouTube hotspot. It's cool. All right, that is very cool. This is also by far the biggest screen we've seen. Maybe the best resolution, hard to say. It has all of the same controls that we're used to on these rear screens, plus all of the different apps. This is basically like an Android screen here. So yeah, way more than the other screens have had. It has 64 gigabytes of internal memory. If you want to put any of your own files in there, audio, video, it can do it. You can control these all the rear and front seats if you'd like to hook that up. All kinds of different things. These buttons down here are fantastic to have, so you don't have to like swipe the screen up and down, although you can still do that to get into some of these other areas here. That's my phone hotspotted into. This is the Bluetooth connections, different car settings, sound settings, everything. Very cool, very cool. You want to close the screen down completely, no problem. You can do that, do some touching, get the thing back up and running. You've got all of your other settings here. No Disney Plus. I don't know what Disney Plus is doing, but they don't seem to be offering that like anywhere any longer. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. You've got your Android Auto, your CarPlay, just like before. You want to put different pictures in here, like I said, pictures, video through USB, or like I said, put them in the screen already, put them in the internal memory. These vents, they blow out a lot of air. You've got left and right control, and that is it. They don't do up and down, but it does seem to be putting out more air than the other screens that I have seen and experienced. So yeah, I mean, I do recommend this screen as long as you're able to put up with these little quirks that, I don't know, maybe other people aren't having this problem. You know, the people are making this video, it seems like the sound is working. They're talking about Bluetooth connection to earpods and things like that. Seems to work. You can hook up a game controller. You can download games. This is Android. It's basically like having an Android tablet, so you can download the different games. You go to the App Store. Again, sync up a controller, like an Xbox type of controller, and play a game back here. So yeah, none of these screens are perfect. This may be the best one, but that's your decision. So I'm gonna do the usual. We've got an unboxing, then I show you the screen a little bit closer, talk about the connections, and then we do an install. The install on these rear screens are very simple. If you want to hook up the seat controllers, that takes a little bit more time, but even that's really not that difficult. Otherwise, man, 15-20 minutes, you've got this rear screen in there, no problem. All the links below comes from HANSSHOW. TeslaMark discount code, use it, works just about everywhere. All right, let's see what we got in the box. Rear screen, V866 Ultra. I don't know, is it me or these boxes getting nicer too? 1-year warranty. Nice. All right. Wow, look at the size of that screen. All right, obviously we've got some protective plastic coat on here. We got some bubbles underneath. We're going to leave that on until the install is done. Let's take a look at this. Okay, looking good. Feels nice and OEM. Looks factory. Okay, all right, and yeah, I can't get over the size of this screen. Here, look at, here's a typical rear screen, one of the older editions, and look at the difference there. Wow, that is massive. And also, if we compare, you know, this one had the vents underneath here, but you know, they're relatively small. This has some large vents, which you can move left and right, but not up and down. Okay. All right, basic plugs. This is for the vent opening. This is where we're going to plug in. Okay, okay. Let's take a look at what they gave us in the bag. All right, so two different wiring harnesses. This one, I believe, because it looks shorter, this is the one that I think we're going to be using, and it's just going to plug into the USB that is behind the center console underneath this screen. And I'll show you the install for this is really easy. This plugs into the back of the screen, which I showed you there. And these look like the seat controllers. Yeah, these are the seat controllers. One of them is for the driver's side and the other is for the passenger side. These are pretty cool, except there is no way I would ever hook one of these up to the driver's side. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And if you want to hook the passenger side one up, well, that's completely up to you also. And they are available. You can use them or you don't have to use them. No problem. This one here is for a, I think this is for the standard range model. Definitely for the Model Y. I'm not sure what else it would be for if it's for standard range Model 3. But this has to be plugged into the computer, if I'm not mistaken. And that's why it's such a long run, because it has to go all the way from the center console up underneath the dashboard and into the right footwell, the passenger side right footwell. And I will show you that. But again, that is for their standard range models that do not have the USB in the center console down below. Okay, and this nice USB-C to USB-A converter. And then this is a power plug. So after you remove the plug from the OEM install, if you have this type of plug, it's only on certain model cars, you will use this, and it's basically like this loop around thing here that you need to do. But not all models have this, and you'll know if you have it because you'll pull the plug out that has it, and you'll need to use this one in its place. Okay, and we've got two USB-Cs here. This one is for data, and this one is for charging, and then obviously a little reset button down here. All right, let's get this installed. All right, so this install is actually an upgrade. All right, here we go. If you recall, because I'm sure you watch all of my videos, this is the H72 screen, and I'm going to obviously uninstall this one, put in the new 86 screen, H86, and let's take a quick comparison here. Look at that. Look at the difference here in screen size, at least. Wow. Massive difference. Massive screen, massive difference. So the uninstall of this screen is basically the same thing as uninstalling the factory vents and that whole system here. So when I take this out, it's really the same thing. I'll go over everything here, but let's get started with this. You're going to see how easy this install is. Okay, power down, and this guy just pulls out. Now, you don't want to like yank pull. You want to control pull, because there is a connection here, and the wiring harness is a little bit short. I didn't think it was this short though. And so this wire here is very short, and so you don't want to just yank everything out because you could end up breaking this plug. I was able to reach in there and unplug it. So when you take the factory vents out though, there's more slack in the factory wiring harness. This is one for the screen, so there's a little bit less slack built into this one. All right, that's it. That's how fast factory vents come off. Upgraded screen, same thing, just comes right off. All right, let's get into this plug right now. So obviously, because we already had a screen on there, this power plug was on there already, but this, you have to, I'm gonna plug it. This comes off of the factory vent, and you have to put your power plug on there. And then that's it. That's all we do with this guy, all right? So now we're going to connect to the factory CAN bus connection, which is underneath the screen. And we'll do that using the short wiring harness. If you remember, there are two different wiring harnesses they gave us. This is for this dual motor long range Model Y. We can plug in right there. And this one is for if you have a Model Y, but it is a standard range Model Y. They don't have the CAN bus connection under here. You have to route it into the factory computer, which is up in the corner there. And I'll show some footage of that. It takes a little bit more effort, that's for sure, but it is not, it's not that complicated though. All right, so let's connect into here right now. So this cover pops off pretty easily. You can see the tabs here, it just has to come straight out. Then I already unplugged the old connector in here just to show you guys what a fresh install is going to look like. And then you push this little tab down here. You don't even need this. Pull this out. This is a CAN bus. And we are going to tap into this guy. Boom, here. Here, again, this is called a pass-through connector. We're just tapping in. We're not modifying the signals at all, so nothing to worry about. And these two wires we have to get up here, the opening up there. So what we're going to do is feed these in this way, and see if I can show that. Get this plug out of the way. Now you could remove this panel pretty easily with a couple T25s, but a lot of people don't have those Torx bits. So I'm going to show, if I can do it, I'm going to show how you can just kind of feed it through this way. All right, it's in, just like that. Wow. All right, let's get this protective coating off. Ah, sharp, looking good. All right, so let's get into this. First thing, what's nice is we've got these buttons, they're kind of permanently down here. So it's not like you got to swipe up or down to show them. They're just there. So fan control, okay. Seat heat. This is the seat adjuster that I was talking about. If you connect these up, you can move the back. You can move the actual seat up and down. Bladder. You can do that here. I mean, this is cool. All right, check this out. I think that's the glove box. Yep, glove box. Again, why do you want that? Why do you need that? I don't know. I honestly think they're just kind of showing off like, hey, look what we can control from back here. I'm not a fan of that. Not a fan. However, we do have a child lock, which I can show you here in a minute also. Okay, so that's seat control. We've got music. We've got apps. This is cool. We've got some other video app stuff going on here, and then we've got settings. All right, everything right down here, so we can just get to it right away. Nice. All right, let's start digging in. All right, you know what, let me go into the settings right now and change this to Fahrenheit. Left and right rudder, that always kind of cracks me up. That means, you know, what side is your steering wheel on. Left, we're good. Format 12 hours, rear seat sensor. So the rear seat sensor, this screen will turn off if nobody is sitting back here. Keep that in mind if you're trying to control it from up there and it keeps turning off. It's because there's nobody sitting back here. But I think you can, if you turn this off, it doesn't care. So I'm going to leave that on. And then we've got other information here. All right, so let's go back to temperature and let me show you this. So also it gives you down to the decimal place, which, you know, okay. Okay, so you can set the temperature back here, but you have to remember that needs to be on. The HVAC system needs to be on from the front. And when you change it here, it does not change it up there. So up front it's set to 73. Right here I've got this set to 66. So it changes the entire car to 66 degrees, but it doesn't update, it doesn't change the car in the front to say 66 degrees. So that's a little strange. Also, you can crank the fan up here and it does it. Or turn it down. All right, you've got this same ionic, filter here, which you could turn that on or off. You can lock the fan speed. You've got dog mode, which is kind of cool to have back here. Camp mode, which is cool also to have back here. And this is the child lock. Okay, now let's get into some other things. All right, heat seat controls. Again, if you've got the front seats plugged in, you can mess with these guys. It's telling you that it's controlling it, but I don't have it plugged in, so it's not. But let's turn this off. And but the rear seats, it will work for the rear seats. All of them here. All right, pretty slick. I guess we could have done this. All right, let's get into the little music here.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a reward.
Volume up, volume down, that's the entire car. Skip to the next station. Okay, just like in the front, you can kind of pause a radio station. Doesn't really pause it, just kind of turns it off. All right, and then check out all of the different apps here. This isn't basically like an Android screen. So here you want to play music. Now this screen has 64 gigabytes of built-in memory, so you can take things from a USB directly, or you can plug in a USB here with the data port and load it into the screen memory. And this is all of the all the music files or video. Well, in this case, these are all the music files you have. So you can play this, and right now this is playing on the speakers that are built into the screen. And wow, look at the music controls here. This is kind of crazy. This is an insane equalizer. And yeah, you can set this equalizer, these controls, and save them. Save custom or use what they have. Here, that's kind of cool. All right, video. I don't know how well this shows up. I hope there's not a lot of reflection, but the resolution here is very, very good. Audio is coming through on the screen, however. All right, let's see if I can Wi-Fi hotspot this sucker. Turning on mobile hotspot here. Let's go into here. Searching for Wi-Fi networks, and I'm not seeing mine yet. Okay, here we go. All right, it looks like I am connected. I'm connected now to my Wi-Fi hotspot. So let's try to go into something like YouTube. All right, check it out. We are here. Full screen. All right, and obviously this performance is going to depend somewhat on your hotspot and its connection. I've got an okay connection here, but it's not that great. You get what you get, but this is not bad at all. And remember, if you've got a good hotspot signal and a data connection, everything else, you can watch this while you're driving. You know, not while you're driving, but while someone's driving and you're in the back seat, you can watch YouTube. And now let's check out Netflix. All right, check it out. We've got Netflix. Ooh, download and watch later. All right, Pretty cool. Again, you can watch this while the car is being driven around.